Welcome back. It's Kovacs. We're going to take a little look at Action Comics 1087, the triumphant, as DC call it, triumphant return of Mark Waid with Skylar Patridge on art. So this is part of the Summer of Superman, which is going straight across all the Superman DC books at the moment. And I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. You know, Mark Waid, respected writer, I guess. Back on Action Comics, I thought maybe this is another one of those opportunities to learn a bit more about a Superman who I never really followed. Really, like I said, I've read the offshoot books, the Elseworld books, the sort of the different books, and a few of the big books from the past when I was a child. But I've never been a huge fan of the Big Boy Scout, you know, and maybe I should read more. So here we go. So I'm going to go through the book page by page and give you my thoughts. If you've not read the book, spoilers are coming. Check the book out before you watch the video, and we'll see what happens. So before I do that, please hit that subscribe button. It makes a huge, huge difference to the channel. You wouldn't believe it. And if you like the video, at the end, give it a like too. So enough of me talking about subscribing and liking. Let's see what Action Comics 1087 is all about. So we get present day Metropolis, and there is a huge science exhibition on the Expo of Tomorrow, which Superman's put on in Metropolis for Mayor White. Okay, celebrating all things super spacey and futuristic, and it kind of reminds him of his first big museum visit when he was a child, way back when he was a farm boy in Kansas. And this is what this story is about. This is basically Superboy's story, which has links apparently to the present time. So we flash back and we find out that the only museum in Smallville was a gallery of tractors, which makes sense, and I bet it was quite interesting. Anyway, the Clark family, along with some friends, decide that it's time to go to Metropolis for a day trip and go to the big science museum, and that's exactly what they do. So they get their gear together, but we find out that Superman, or rather Superboy, he's got his super suit underneath his clothes, which he shouldn't have. He's told, look, you know, you're not ready to go public yet, but he's got it on just in case something happens. Now we know something's going to happen, right? We know something's going to happen. Anyway, his old Pa Kent explains, listen, you know. You've got to be careful when you reveal yourself. We have to prepare for this because you're an alien with powers from another planet, something the world, you know, is just not ready to see or not prepared to see. So, like, we need to plan how you come out to the world. Otherwise, it could cause panic. It could cause all these negative things. So, you know, just stay cool. Your time will come. And he's not happy about this. You know, he's got all these powers and he wants to flash them around, right? Wouldn't you? I mean, I certainly would. But anyway, lucky he's got that suit on. So they get to this Expo of Tomorrow, and he's having a fantastic time. He's looking around, and we get some nice little prehistory here. They talk about the All-Star Squadron, Law's Legionnaires, Justice Society of America from many, many years ago. So the last time that heroes were really sort of flying around and doing their thing. So there's some nice nods to the history. I know some Mark Waid has done this quite a bit in the other Superman book that came out. Was it Mark Waid? No, I know it was not Mark Waid. That is incorrect. You see, this is it. I'm not fully up on my Superman knowledge, but I have noticed that these recent Superman books are really playing into some of that past. I'm sure this is all building to something really important. Anyway, back to this book. So while he's there, of course something's going to happen. Of course, there's a huge explosion, and there's this weirdo here with a futuristic suit and a microphone. Like, he's got what are they called? One of those, you know, handheld microphone things, which I think is a bit weird. If you've got this cool super suit, right, wouldn't you have, like, I don't know, some special loudspeaker button on your glove or in a mask? But sure enough, there he is. And he starts causing havoc. And there's a little nice moment here where Clark looks at Pa Kent to get permission to go super, and he gives him a nod and go get him, boy. And that's exactly what happens. So there's this big tussle. You know, he saves the day. He holds up giant boulders. He looks after everybody, but it shows also that he's inexperienced. He doesn't know how to fight, and he realizes he doesn't know just how hard he can hit someone, because, you know, he's Superman, doesn't want to kill anybody. He's one of the good guys. So, like, he pulls a punch right at the last second. He's thinking, oh, damn, what do I do? I might knock this guy's head clean off his shoulders. And it's really interesting because it is showing how he's never done this before, right? I mean, you wouldn't go into it fully swinging, knowing what to do, right? And this is exactly what's happening here. And he just loses it a bit. He just thinks, I don't know what to do. I can't focus. I'm panicking. How do I deal with this situation while this other guy's causing huge havoc? But he thinks, right, do you know what? Well, those old stories that my, Pa Kent used to ask me about when he's testing me my knowledge of past superheroes, what would they do? And he works out to do some super whirlwind round him. which enables him to get a hold of the guy and put his sort of helmet off, which is causing all of these issues. I think the powers come from the helmet. But of course, he's now revealed to the world. Yes, he certainly is, standing there in his little shorts and his little belt and his red cape, and he flies off. Whew. Was it a bird? Was it a plane? We don't know. It's probably Superboy, right? But anyway, there we have it. So this is basically about the Superboy's first outing, how he was sort of announced to the world. And then we find out that other people were watching, some nefarious looking people in red cloaks around a table. And that's never, never good. And they also have connections to none other than General Lane of the US of A Army. So trouble is coming his way. So there we go. Like I say, Mark Waid, Skylar Patridge. Now, for someone who's not a fan of the Big Boy Scout, really, this was quite a nice little story, actually. You know, I quite enjoyed it. The art was really nice. It was quite dynamic. There's some classic little shots in there. The character design is really nice as well. So all in all, I think it was all right. I think if you're a Superman fan, I think you'll really enjoy this. I guess it's setting up a bigger story, and I'm gonna see where it goes. But yeah, I think I'd recommend this if you're a Superman fan. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one.